Hello guys, in this video I'll show you how to connect your phone to Raspberry Pi via Bluetooth and how to add a custom trunk so that you'll be able to make phone calls using mobile channel. If you're here for the first time, my name's Thomas and one of the goals of this channel is to show you how to configure some VoIP related hardware and software. And this video is actually one of two videos about using Asterisk mobile channel. Today I will show you how to make phone calls using your phone paired to Raspberry Pi Bluetooth adapter, and in the next one I will show you how to receive them on your headset. So let's get started. At the very beginning, I will just tell you that we will not cover RaspBX installation because we have covered that in our other videos and on our Hotkey 404 website. So if you need any help with that, just follow those tutorials. Here, after logging into our RaspBX, we will quickly check status of our Bluetooth service, and we will do this using service Bluetooth status. This is quite obvious. And as you can see here, our service is active, it's running, and there's some subdriver failed, but we don't have to worry about that because we're not going to use this. But what we have to do is to create our main config file. As you can see, if we do ls-l and etc asterisk, we have a bunch of config files, but there is no file called chan_mobile.conf. So to create that, we will do cd to continue to this directory etc asterisk, and here touch chan_mobile.conf to create the file, and chown asterisk colon and our chan_mobile.conf file to change the user, because as you can see, all of those files are owned by asterisk user and group. Then we will enter this file with, let's say, nano, my favorite editor, so nano chan_mobile.conf, and here we will define some variables. We will need a general section, and here we will just set interval equals, let's say 30. This is number of seconds between trying to connect to devices. Then we will define our adapter, and for that we will need ID and address, and this is going to be a MAC address of the adapter. And since we are going to use phone for outgoing connections, we will define, let's say, phone 0. You can have more of those. And we'll define 4 variables. We will set context, and in FreePBX, the most obvious will be incoming mobile. We will set an address, and this is the MAC address of our phone. And we will set adapter and port. This is RF-COM port that will be used to connect to our phone. And you need to fill all those informations, because if you don't, if we enter asterisk console and do module load chan_mobile.so, as you can see, we are unable to load the module because we have incorrect configuration of our main file. To fill all this necessary data, we will use this HCI tool. And at the very beginning, we will do HCI tool dev, and it will display the MAC address of our built-in Bluetooth adapter in our Raspberry Pi 4. Let's just copy this MAC address, go back to our file, and in adapter section we have this address, and we will just paste this copied information, and we have ID. For ID, I suggest just using adapter name, which is HCI0. However, you can use any unique name. You can place, let's say, internal adapter, basically whatever you want. It needs to be unique. But for simplicity, I will just stay with HCI0. After saving, we will go back to using HCI tool, this time with scan. And this, as it says, will scan for all those compatible devices that have their Bluetooth on, and after a second we will find our iPhone And once again, we will just copy the MAC address and go back to our config file. Here, with this copied MAC address, we will fill the details on our phone 0. So we will set an address, copy the name of our adapter. So if you set ID of adapter HCI0, we will copy the same. And we don't have information about the port. So we will just place 1 so that this module won't throw an error. And after saving, we can once again go to our Asterisk console with *-r and some v's, do module load chan_mobile.so, and voila, our module is loaded. Now, after verifying if your phone can be discovered, we are going to do mobile search. And this will take a few seconds, and after a while, you will see your phone. And at the same time, you will see a pop-up window on your phone that Raspberry Pi tried to pair with your device, so accept the request. So we can see this MAC address of our phone, we can see that the type is phone, and we have port. And in our case, it's 8, so we will once again exit our Asterisk console and replace 1 with 8. And now comes the tricky part. Probably you have noticed that our Bluetooth device phone 0 has connected. It was initializing, but there was an error and it got disconnected. If you scan the internet, you will find a few solutions for that. What I found that actually works, it's using RFCOMM. And we will do RFCOMM bind. And here we are going to place our port 8 and MAC address of our phone. And what it does, this RFCOMM command associates the paired device ID with a serial device name. So if we do ls-l and then dev rf asterisk, you will see this newly created device. So now going back to our asterisk, we will do core restart now. And after restart, mobile show devices, and you will see that our phone is connected. If using RFCOMM doesn't help, you might try restarting your asterisk or even rebooting the whole Raspberry. If this doesn't help, maybe you will have to do a Google search because not every phone works the same way. So, since we have our configuration working, we can do a test run, and as I usually do, we will do channel originate, and here our channel, which is mobile, our device, which is phone 0, and let's say my office phone number, and we are going to play some music with application music on hold. The number is called, and as you can see, it is ringing. If I answer, the phone gets connected and it starts playing this music on hold. So everything is ready, so we can disconnect and switch to our web browser to do the rest of the configuration. Here, after logging in, we will go to connectivity, trunks, and we will add a trunk. And from this drop-down list, we will add custom trunk. As a trunk name, you can set anything. I will just use mobile_phone 0. We don't need to set outbound caller ID because this will be set by my SIM card carrier, and we will set 1 maximum channel. We don't need any settings in second tab. However, in a third one, custom settings, we need to set up custom dial string, and this will look like, once again, mobile/phone 0/ and between dollars outnum. Then after submitting, we will see an error because we didn't set our outbound caller ID, but we don't have to worry about that. Next, we will go to outbound routes, and as a route name, we can set, let's say, mobile_phone 0, and in our trunk sequence, we will select this route that we have created a few seconds before that.
In our dial patterns, we will need to define when this route should be used. We have a nice explanation how to use those patterns. In the most basic scenario, you can just go Z, X and a dot, and this will allow you to call basically anywhere. However, it is worth considering whether the cost of mobile connections for a given route will be too high, so to restrict that, I will use just Z and 8 to call just local numbers. Then we will hit submit and our FreePBX configuration is ready. So we can hit apply config and test if everything works as it should. For testing purposes, I have logged in 100 extension and I will dial this 227707070, which is my office phone number. And you can see in a dial plan that it is connecting. This last line shows that it is dialing this mobile phone and our phone number. If I pick up, this channel is answered. With core show channels verbose, you can see all the details about this connection, so everything is running smoothly.
So as we said at the beginning, you should know how to pair your phone to Bluetooth adapter of your Raspberry Pi. In the next video, I will show you how to create an extension and receive those calls on your headset. So I hope you enjoyed it, have a wonderful day, and see you in the next one.